Working on your self-concept is one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself. And I want to talk about a story of mine, a personal story regarding how I was able to change not only my general relationships, but also change my relationship with my specific person. So let's get straight into it. It's a bit personal for me, and if it resonates with you, then keep it. If it doesn't, then definitely disregard it. But here are some things that I've noticed about my self-concept and how it changed the other person. So, starting off, this person that I was interested in, a man, a specific person, he was someone that was really fun to me. We had a really good relationship, and it progressed. It wasn't romantic at first. He was just somebody that I thought was cool. And then eventually over time, then I started to notice all the qualities of him that I liked as a romantic partner. So what happened when I started viewing this person in a different light, I started assuming that he was different. He meant something different to me. And it started to create this dissonance in me, meaning that I was having anxiety. I was feeling, kind of that I wasn't worthy, that just the relationship just wasn't going to work out because there were circumstances in the way. Now, I was able to change that, and now it's to the point where this person chases me, and I wanted to explain how I even got to this point, okay? So listen very closely. I wrote it down. Here are the points that I have. The first thing that I had to do was I had to stop playing the victim. Look, I get it. People, whatever reality you are creating for yourself, which by the way, you do create your own reality, and here on this channel, we talk about how to manifest in an effortless way. You create your own reality, and if you choose to step into victim mentality, then you are absolutely welcome to. It's your life. However, once I realized that I was keeping this story going on in my mind, that's when I realized that it needed to stop. I became aware of the victim story that was just running on autopilot in my head. So I had to stop playing the victim, and I had to realize a couple of things. I had to realize that I'm not the exception. I mean, I'm special and I think that I'm amazing, but I'm not the exception to a universal law. The law of assumption stating that what you assume to be, not what you desire, but what you assume to be will be manifested and hardened into fact if persisted in. So this law is universal. It does not care what gender you are, what race you are, if your specific person is across the world, if that dream car that you want is completely unobtainable financially. It does not matter what you think, right? This law is a law. And just like gravity, I'm not an exception to it. So that was something that I had to come to terms with. I needed to fully realize that the law of assumption, what I assume to be true, is true for me, and it's true in my reality because I'm the one and only consciousness. So the second thing that I needed to realize is that I was addicted to the emotion that this story was giving me. So when you are talking to somebody who has a victim mentality, they come from this approach that nothing will work for them. I've tried everything and still nothing has happened. I'm either too young, too old, too short, tall, fat, skinny for this to happen for me, yada yada. The list goes on and on. There's all these excuses, right? There's all these excuses. And I realized that I was addicted to the emotional story that I had running on in my head. And I was addicted to it because it was true. It was completely valid. The story that I was telling myself was true because look at my reality. It's happening. It's true. But going back to the first point that I said, I'm not the exception to the law. So if I were to just tweak my assumptions and start assuming the story that seems plausible, that seems possible, that seems interesting and fun, then that will manifest if I persist in it, persist in the story. So that was the first point. I had to get out of the victim mentality. The second thing was I had to look at my assumptions, and this is where self-concept comes in, because self-concept is life-changing, and once you know how to implement a strong self-concept for yourself, you will be unshakable. You will not waver from anything. You will not complain. You will not be a victim to your circumstances any longer. So for me, I had to look at the assumptions that I was holding in my mind. Now, before I get into what I was feeling about myself prior, I wanted to state that there's 5 core limiting beliefs across all areas of life, whether it's career, wealth, health, love, any of those topics. There's 5 core limiting beliefs. So I'm going to explain those to you right now. And I got this information from Bashar if you guys want to do more research on it. The 5 limiting beliefs are: I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not capable, I'm not loved, and I don't belong. These are the 5 limiting beliefs, core limiting beliefs on any subject. So I had to take a look. What do I feel in relationship to this specific person? Is there any part of me that is resonating with those 5 core limiting beliefs? I took a look and I did an honest assessment because I was ready for it. By this time, I had been affirming, I had been doing all of these different techniques and nothing was happening for me. And I just got to a point where I needed to really assess what was going on in my mind because it was just such an uncomfortable experience. I was addicted to these victim mentality stories and emotions. I needed to change. So I looked at the 5 beliefs. You don't have to if you are not ready, okay? I looked at them and I decided which ones were getting in the way of me not having the desire. And then I started creating new assumptions. So, for example, the assumptions that I had before were that it was too good to be true, or that someone that, because I still have a very high self-concept, I would like to think, but when it came to relationship with that specific person, I thought, oh, well, this is too good to be true. This is everything that I've literally written down. I feel like they're not reciprocating. They're not chasing me as much as I want them to. So these were the stories that I had in my head. Now, with these assumptions, if you take a look at yourself and you think about any assumptions that you have in relationship to that specific person, it's important to look at the self-concept that is behind that assumption. So, for example, oh, they're not going to text me. Oh, they're not going to reach out to me. Oh, they're not communicative. But why? Why are they not going to reach out to you? Oh, because I feel like I'm not important. I feel like I'm not deserving. I had to look at that belief and I had to address it and start creating a new story. Well, I am important. I am enough. I am amazing, actually. I'm the main character. And I started putting all of my energy not on the specific person. I put it all on myself. Why do I assume that they're not going to reach out to me? Why do I assume that they aren't thinking about me? What if me not being in their presence, not being in communication with them is deeply hurting them? I started to completely take on these new assumptions because really you don't know what somebody is thinking when they're away from you. You don't know exactly what is going on in somebody's mind. So all you can do is assume. And if you are to assume what you prefer to assume instead of thinking the worst, then that will shift your mentality and create a new reality. I started saying things that would negate any of the assumptions, the negative assumptions that I thought about the relationship. Oh, well, he's not consistent. Oh, well, he's not doing all the things that I would want him to do. But why? Why are they not consistent? Oh, because I'm not consistent, because I don't believe that I'm deserving or worthy of a relationship that is committed. So then I went to myself. I deserve a relationship that is committed. I deserve a relationship that is healthy and abundant and amazing. I deserve a relationship that is full with communication, and I deserve to be cherished and adored. I started putting all of the affirmations that I was thinking about that specific person, and I put it onto myself. And I hope that this is making sense, because if you are understanding what I'm saying, then this will change your relationship and change your assumptions of yourself and that relationship in the matter of this video. Actually, by the end of this video, I would not be surprised if the person reached out to you. So I started telling myself all of the things that I was enough, I'm important, I do belong, I have many options, I have love, support, I have an abundance of things going for me. I'm talented, I'm worthy, I'm special, I'm deserving, I'm unique. I should be adored, I should be cherished, I should be pursued. I started saying things that felt really good in my body, and I started finessing my subconscious mind through feeling. So if you guys do not know, and if you are new here, hi, this is quite the video to just jump right into this channel with, but your subconscious mind is a sponge, and it takes the information from your feeling state, what you are being, what you are identifying as. So let's say your conscious mind is experiencing all these different things in life, and your perspective is filtered through this reality. Your subconscious mind needs to be persuaded, convinced that something is true. This is why when you start to think something, let's say you're wanting to manifest seeing a Jeep, and you want to see an orange Jeep, you think it in your mind first, you address and acknowledge the possibility of it, and then you let go of it, and you see what is out there, and eventually, promise you, eventually when you're driving through the street, you are filtered through a reality that sees orange Jeeps, whereas before you wouldn't really see them. But now that your awareness is on them, you can see them everywhere, right? So this is how it also works for a specific person. I was seeing a lot of things through me that were not what I actually want to experience. I was seeing things as, oh, they're not communicating, they're not this, they're not that, but it wasn't about them in the first place. It's about what I'm wanting to experience and filter. It's about what I want to see. And you can only do that by what I would like to call finessing. You have to finesse your subconscious mind. You have to bring awareness on a reality that is possible, is fun, that could exist, and start assuming that it is true for you. When you start to assume that something is true for you, in that moment, making that decision, you will start to see evidence of it everywhere. And it's up to you as the filter to start acknowledging all the different ways that you are loved, adored, cherished, pursued, important, enough, capable, talented, the main character. So I stepped into the state of feeling like I was the main character, and within 24 hours, this person reached out to me and was giving me a lot of attention. They were obsessed because I was obsessed with myself. They were committed because I was committed to myself. It has nothing to really do about the person. They're just a reflection of you, right? So what I did was I started assuming, I started seeing in my reality any piece of evidence that I was loved, I was committed to, I was cherished. That momentum was created, thereby cementing the belief, creating a belief that is very strong because I persuaded my subconscious mind, I finessed it. Your subconscious mind only acts off of the feeling. It does not know what is true or false. So it's only going to take and internalize the feelings that you are feeling to be real. What is most natural for you? What is most plausible? What is the most logical step? That's what the subconscious mind is sticking onto. So yes, I had to tell myself, wait, I am so loved in this area of my life and so loved by these people, and I have friends and family, and I started creating this snowball effect of how I was the main character and how I was reacting with people in my life. That person changed within 24 hours. And I'm telling you guys this story because when you change yourself and your self-concept, then that person will automatically change once you change your assumptions. Now, if you have made it to the very end of this video, my gift to you is I have a list of affirmations I will leave in the description box below. These affirmations have tremendously helped me change my self-concept and see me for who I really am. It has completely shifted the way that I see other people as well as my specific person. So I hope that it helps you as well. This link is completely free. It's just a document. So use them at your discretion. And if any of the affirmations resonate with you, what I would advise you to do is go into a meditative state and or right before you go to bed, say these affirmations. Read over the list. Say them to yourself. You don't need a special technique or anything like that. Just read it over. Feel how it makes you feel, how those affirmations make you feel, and watch what happens in the morning or watch what happens through the rest of your day. If you meditate, live your day the way that you would. Just quiet your mind right before you do this activity. That's all I ask, and you will see big results. All right, that's all that I've got. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.